Hi there, Vicki Brady here. I'm going to demonstrate for teachers how to create class studios where students can share projects. The value of studios is that you will be able to easily access student projects for assessment purposes, and you will be able to create spaces where students can access each other's projects. And this is valuable if you wish to have a virtual arcade. So I'm logged in both as a teacher in one browser, and then I have another browser open and I'm logged in as a student in one of my classes. So here I am as VB Student 1, and I'm on the student screen. I'm going to click on the student name here and scroll down to my class. And this would be what the student sees about this class, etc., and the number of students in the class, and also and the student IDs, and in addition to a space for class studios where they can quickly access any class studios. So I'm going to click over to the teacher screen now. So here I'm the teacher, Vicki Learn Today. I'm going to click on my classes. Now I'm going to create two studios for this class. The class is New Test Class. This is the one I'm using. Now I'm going to click the Studios tab immediately so I can go right into the screen or onto the screen I need. Add studios to this class. Click plus New Class Studio. I'm going to create two studios. One I'll call the Sandbox for now. I can also add a description for students to see if I wish to do that. Click Add Class Studio. So there it is. I'm going to create another one called Virtual Arcade. And again, I can add a description, but I can add that later as well. Add Class Studio. So now there's two studios accessible to my class. You'll notice the broken link for the icon for the two studios, and that's simply because there are no projects in there at this time. I'm going to click on the Virtual Arcade Studio, and I must check this box, allow anyone to add projects. That's the only way my students will be able to add projects here. I'm going to click the back button in my browser and go to Sandbox and do the same thing. Allow anyone to add projects. Notice before I leave the screen that I can also describe what the studio is about, and give instructions to students as well about what they can add here. I can also, if I wish, change the icon that students see for this studio, and that's only if you wish to do that. So now that the studios are created, I'm going to click over to the student account. So I'm in VB Student 1. I'm going to refresh this screen just by entering in the URL in the address bar. And now you'll see that I have two studios here, Virtual Arcade and Sandbox, accessible to my students. I'm going to now go to my Stuff VB Student because I want to add some projects to these studios. So I'll go to my Stuff, and this Waldo's Adventure version 1, I'm going to add it to the Sandbox Studio. So there's several ways to do this, but I'll show you one. See inside, and of course in a moment you'll see the project. I can click Share from here, or I can do that on the project page. This project must be shared in order to be able to be added to the studio. So I'm going to click See Project Page, and hopefully my teacher, if I'm the student, my teacher has given me some instructions about how to fill in these two boxes, instructions and notes and credits. I might, as the teacher, I might tell students to give me information about problems they're currently having with this project, since it's a version 1, or what else they need to do to complete it. And in notes and credits, They might give me information about where they obtained some of their images or how they created their images and so on. So that's up to the teacher to give that information to students. So as the student, I will click share. And after I click share, you may have noticed that down here in the bottom of the screen, I now have a button to add to Studio. I also have a button to copy the link. So I can share the Studio or share my project either way, but I'm going to use Add to Studio so you can see what happens. When I click Add to Studio, I see the 2 studios that are available to me in my class. So right now I'm going to choose Sandbox, click the plus sign, and click OK. And there you have it. That's one way to add to the Studio. So let me show you another way. I'm the student, and I will now go to the My Class area, and I can go to the Studio first. So let me click on Virtual Arcade. I'm in the Studio area. So here, since I have permission to add to it, I can click Add Projects. When I click Add Projects, I have the ability either to paste in the URL of my project, or I can do as indicated here. You can select projects from the bar below, or it tells you, or add by URL or URL above. So I'm going to select this Waldo's Adventure from down below, and you'll see that it automatically is added. And scroll down, and that's it, it's added. And we're done. So I'm going to switch over now to the teacher area, or to the teacher account. And I'm going to refresh my screen. And I see that I have Waldo's Adventure by VB Student 1 in my Sandbox Studio. When I click on Waldo's Adventure, I can play the game as the teacher, and I can add comments, provide some feedback, and click post. And there you have it.